Hello, everyone. Welcome to ITS 450, Software Assurance. So today, as you know, today is Lab Thursday. If you remember on Tuesday, we went over, you should be seeing right now, bright space. So if you remember on Tuesday, we went over software testing, and I went over all of that and how it relates to the project, the box model for testing also, and then integer security as a topic. So make sure you've looked at those slides. Today, as you know, we're going to, it's a lab on the SQL injection lab. So it's your last day to work on the SQL injection lab in class. All right, I've already gone over the slides. And so basically remember, you are doing this lab, the one here in latest SQL lab, where you see the link. That's just the latest version of the lab. That's the one that I want you to work on. For this, you use CVM, and CVM already has the program, the website, PHP, MySQL, and JavaScript website that, where you have to solve all the problems. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to create the assignment. So I'm just going to, now it's officially assigned, and you have 1 week to complete this lab. So this is the SQL injection lab. Homework. Okay, so this is going to be due, today's the 29th, so it's going to be due on the 5th by 11 Eastern time. Okay, and so that lab assignment is now assigned. Okay, so you can see if you're already done with it, you can just go ahead and submit it. But the lab is now there, the link. All right, so the next thing is let's go ahead and take a look at the lab. As you remember, okay, so you should now be seeing the PDF of the SQL injection lab. So if you remember, you have to complete this entire lab, so make sure you read through all of it. We've already read through these instructions and gone over the environment, and then the lab tasks. So by this point, you should have completed this, right? Just practicing the commands. This is also what you're doing in the project anyway, so that you should be able to do it there. And then you should have also by now probably completed the SQL injection attack. So we've already discussed the vulnerabilities here, right? We've already discussed the vulnerabilities, and then you should have tried to exploit, to log in various ways. Okay. Then after that, once you complete those, or if you've already completed them, start working on the SQL injection attack on update. So it's pretty much the same thing. You have to read the code and kind of figure out where the injection should be. If you read the corresponding chapter in your book, it'll provide you some examples of the code injections, right? So you can see those there. Okay, the goal is to, modify other people's salary, their password, and your own salary. And you have that. And then finally, the countermeasure will be to create a prepared statement. So if you go to the book on section 12.5, where it says countermeasures, 12.5.2, you'll see there pretty much a very detailed description of a prepared statement and how to write one in PHP. Okay, so you can see that there's actually some code segments there. So basically, you have to kind of, in this one, now rewrite the bad code and use a prepared statement instead to solve the problem. And this would be a preferred way of dealing with SQL injections. Okay, all right, here it provides some additional explanations as well. This is pretty much also what's in the book. So you can take a look at that as well. All right, and then that's about it. Those are the instructions for the lab. As I said, this is a nice, fun little lab that actually it's very well made, and it covers a lot of the topics. All right, so that's basically, you know, what we're doing today is, you know, it's kind of an open lab. I'm not giving any content. Instead, I'm just going to stay in the lab, you know, and if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask them. And I'll be here. Otherwise, just work on the lab assignment. Remember, today's the last day for this. Next Tuesday, I will begin another topic, which is still this, you know, as you might imagine, the same kind of thing, a code injection, but this time it's going to be JavaScript injection. So we're going to go during the lecture on Tuesday. I'll go over the topics, the details of that, of a code injection in JavaScript. And then after that, you know, same thing, we'll have a lab. And, you know, and remember, all of these things are things that you should be doing for your term project. Again, so I remind you, the term project is 30% of your grade. It's actually a, you know, a very, a lot of work. So make sure you're making progress on that one as well. If you have any questions, please ask, you know, as I said, during the lab session. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to pause the video, and because I'm not going to give any new content, and instead I'm just going to stay in, and, you know, whatever questions you might have about the lab or the project, just go ahead and ask. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and you have, I'm going to leave the PDF open here in case you know, have any. So in case you have any questions, so I'm going to leave it